The footy world stops for no one, Jack, today. The appointment to the empty chair in West Coast. It was won by Andrew McQualter, and it's our great privilege to have Andrew with us from Perth. Congratulations and welcome to 360 again, Andrew, in different colours.
Yes, thanks you very much, Jared.
How's he going, blue?
Well, I don't mind it. He looks good in blue. It feels awkward calling him Andrew, considering I've called him Mini for about 15 years. But, mate, well done. Congratulations. It must be a dream come true to finally secure a senior coaching role.
Yeah, it's really exciting, mate. It's been a long journey. I've been assistant coach for a long time and been through a couple of processes and I was able to come out on the right side this time. So really fortunate and grateful and looking forward to what's ahead.
There's a lot going on grand final weekend. When did you get told that you had it?
It was yesterday morning, about 11:30. So it'd be fair to say it's been a pretty hectic 24 hours.
And had it been a nervy wait, I imagine, as you say, you've been through processes before. Once you're emotionally involved, it'd have a bit of a hold of you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it does. That's what happens. And you know what? It just creates a little bit of the anxiety around the unknown, particularly moving across the country. So it was a little bit, but that's also understanding that's what happens. And now we're just looking to get on with it.
And can you take us into the process, Andrew? You obviously went through the Richmond one last year and
Stop
Adam...
calling me Andrew, mate. It's too
Sorry,
formal.
Mini. Take us through the process, Mini. Obviously, went through the Richmond process last year and was pipped at the post by Adam Uze. Do you change up much in terms of how you prepare for actually going through this? And was it difficult doing it on the other side of the country?
Look, I think for me, I was really fortunate I was able to go and experience another program, another football club, and that really helped me, I guess, formalise my plans on how I think a senior coach should go about their business, and I'm grateful for that opportunity. So it was a few Zoom calls which were different to doing the meetings in person, but it was an incredibly thorough process and really professional by the West Coast Footy Club alongside Jared Daniels, the recruiting company. So it really went quite smoothly.
As you went deep into what the West Coast job is and what has to be done, what were your sort of headlines as to, okay, this is the job and this is the immediacy of it?
Yeah, are you talking about in terms of where it's at right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Look, I actually think it's a really exciting time for the West Coast Football Club. Clearly, off-field, there's a lot of things that they do right. They're an exceptional football club, which I've admired for a long time. And they've had some challenging years on the park. So footy can move and change really quickly. So sometimes a bit of freshness with coaches, coaching and players can change things quickly.
And you've been coached by Ross Lyon, obviously the Dower Ross Lyon defensive focus, then worked under Damien Harbeck and, of course, Simon Goodman as well. Do you pick all of them apart and that becomes the best version of you, or are you more slanted to an offence or defence style of game?
Yeah, I think I like to think I'm really balanced in the way I think about the game. I think the game interconnects the whole time. So I've been really fortunate. I've been parts of programs that have been really strong attacking teams and really strong defensive systems as well. So the aim would be to be able to put those together and resemble a team that can do both.
Family went with you today?
They did. It's been a hell of a 24 hours for them. We were in the coast in Inverloch yesterday morning, and we brought everyone across on the plane this morning at 9:30. I think I woke at 3:30 Melbourne time this morning, so that feels like about 5 days ago. But they've been awesome. They're really excited, and it's awesome they're over here.
So the little ones, what do they make of the idea of moving across the country?
No, they're actually really excited. Emily's in grade 1. She went through maybe a 10 or 15 minute period yesterday where she realised she's going to miss her friends and everything at school, but they're also really excited by it and an adventure and I guess a new place to live and make some new friends.
And a couple of exciting names that have been linked to the football club very early days, obviously with you being announced this morning. Liam Baker coming across from Richmond in a potential trade and the free agent Jack Graham. Are they players that you see playing for West Coast next year?
Yeah, look, I haven't been involved in any of those conversations yet, but I'm sure West Coast have been, their list management team led by Matty Clark have done a lot of work on those guys and other guys over the last period of time. So the last 24 hours have really just been getting my feet on the ground here, but as of tomorrow and when the trade period starts on Friday, we'll look to improve our list in any way we can.
Is it an important piece to the puzzle, though, to get some players across that know you, know the way you interact and potentially know the way you like to play to help instill a game plan into it and help instill a culture as well?
Yeah, I think certainly from a game style perspective, anyone that has a previous understanding, it potentially makes it easier, but we'll just be looking to bring in people that are great people first and foremost, whether that's players or coaches.
And one player that's potentially retired, but I know you've got a great relationship with him, he's been touted at going to the Gold Coast. Could you potentially get him across the Nullarbor to the West Coast?
I thought you were going to bring yourself up then, Jack. I'm not sure about the answer to your question. No, again, we'll look to improve in any way we can.
The immensity of the job, so not just the senior coaching job, but Perth and the dominant club in Perth. Have you got a firm grasp on what it is, Andrew, or will you have to live it for a little while, do you think?
I've got a little bit of an understanding, but certainly it's a massive footy state over here, and West Coast is a big football club. So I appreciate that and understand how big a job it is, and I guess I'll find out over the next little period of time as well.
And we've all been focusing, well, certainly the Western Australian media, and we've been focusing on this side of the country on Harley Reid and his first year. How tantalising is it to be able to coach a prospect like Harley Reid?
Yeah, he certainly beat us by himself in when I was coaching the D's this year. But look, he's clearly an exciting young talent, but he's also one part of a big team, and he's just one piece of the puzzle. So looking forward to work with him amongst all the other players as well.
The taster that you had, the 13 games as the interim coach, Andrew, what did that do to you? What did that do to your ambition that you're about to let loose?
Oh, look, it really fueled it. There's no question about that. I guess as an assistant coach, you think you have an idea of what the senior coach's job is, but you really don't. So until you sit in that chair and live it yourself, you don't have a full appreciation of what the job entails. So I was very fortunate to be able to do that for the 13-week period at Richmond last year, which just gave me a look at the job and it really fueled my ambition for it. And here we are.
Here we are indeed. So it's a conversation that we'll pick up in March, but what does improvement look like?
Look, I think right now we've just got to build a belief in the players and the game plan that we put together. I think improvement can look very different in lots of different ways, but we just want a game style that stacks up over a long period of time. We want to be able to compete in finals for a long period of time. So we've got to play in a way and put a belief in our players that they can do that.
And what does the first step look like in terms of putting that plan together? Have you met any of the players yet, or does that come in the next coming days?
Yeah, so there's actually quite a few of them in today for the press conference, which was awesome. I guess when you live in Perth, you probably don't need to go on a holiday too often. So there was quite a few guys around, and I'm sure over the next week I'll get to meet a few more, and then just start building the relationships with people over the next period of time.
Andrew, great to have you with us. We look forward to having you back with us on Coaches Night next year.
All right, thanks very much, guys. Have a good night.